Welcome back to the channel Rare Coin Insights. You might think the 1999 nickel is just another coin you could easily overlook, but what if I told you that some of these nickels are worth more than you'd ever expect? Imagine holding a coin that could be worth hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars, and not even knowing it. Stick around to discover which 1999 nickels could be hiding in your pocket change. In today's video, we're diving deep into the 1999 US nickel. This coin has been around for decades, but there's so much more to it than you might think. From its unique design to rare errors, some 1999 nickels could be a goldmine waiting to be discovered. But what makes the 1999 nickel so special? Could one of them be sitting in your coin jar right now, waiting to make you rich? Keep watching to find out. The US nickel is a coin that has seen quite a bit of change over the years. In fact, its design has evolved multiple times since it was first introduced in 1866. The most recent, by 1999, had a familiar image on the front: Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, along with Monticello, his historic home, on the back. This particular design had been in circulation for over 6 decades by the time 1999 came around, but what you might not know is that 1999 was a crucial year. It marked the end of an era for the Jefferson nickel, as in the following years, new commemorative designs began to emerge. Yet, even though the design remained the same, could there have been something hidden in the production process? Something that made certain 1999 nickels more valuable than others. So, while the design stayed the same, did the minting process create something rare? Keep watching to find out. Some 1999 nickels are worth a small fortune, and the key to finding them lies in an extremely rare error, the double die error. These coins, once discovered, could be worth thousands of dollars. So, what is a double die error, and how can you spot it? Well, let me show you. Double die errors occur when the die used to strike the coin doesn't align perfectly with the coin's design, causing the features to appear twice. It's almost like the coin gets struck twice with the same design, but slightly off. If you look closely at a 1999 nickel with this error, you'll notice that the lettering on the coin, especially around "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," looks doubled. It's an unmistakable sign that you might be holding a rare find. These double die error nickels are incredibly rare. In fact, they're so rare that, depending on the condition, a single 1999 double die nickel could be worth thousands of dollars. And that's just the beginning. But wait, what if your 1999 nickel doesn't have the double die error but is still worth a fortune? Could there be something else that makes your coin valuable? Stay tuned, because we're just getting started. Now, let's talk about how to spot a valuable 1999 nickel, especially if you suspect it might have the double die error. You need to look closely at the lettering on the coin, particularly around the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." If the letters appear to be doubled or shifted, that's a clear indication that you might have something rare on your hands, but condition is key. If the coin is worn down from years of use, it may not fetch as much as one in mint condition. The grading system for coins is a big deal when it comes to determining value. For example, coins graded at MS 65 or MS 66 will typically be worth much more than those in lower grades. So, if your 1999 double die nickel looks practically brand new, you could be holding on to something really valuable. But what if your nickel doesn't have the double die error? Is there any other way it could be worth a small fortune? Absolutely. I'll tell you exactly what to look for in just a moment. Aside from the double die error, there are other varieties of the 1999 nickel that might be worth more than you think. For example, the 1999 Philadelphia nickel is more common, but the 1999 Denver nickel could be rarer, which could make it more valuable, especially in top-notch condition. But that's not all. There are also other types of errors to keep an eye out for, such as misstrikes or off-center coins. These types of mistakes happen when the coin isn't struck correctly during the minting process. making them rare and valuable finds for collectors. So, which 1999 nickel could actually be worth the most? The answer might surprise you. Stick around as we explore how to appraise your coin and discover the unexpected ways you could make a fortune. Now, if you think you found a rare 1999 nickel, you'll want to know how to assess its value. Luckily, there are a few resources you can use. Websites like eBay, heritage auctions, and various coin collecting sites provide valuable information that can help you get a rough idea of what your nickel is worth. But if you're serious about making money off your find, it's always a good idea to get an official appraisal. You can send your coin to professional services like PCGS or NGC for grading, and their stamp of approval can significantly increase the value of your coin. But how do you know you're getting a fair appraisal? Let's talk about that next. But what if your nickel turns out to be a fake? How do you protect yourself from scams when buying or selling rare coins? Keep watching, because I'll tell you the key red flags you need to watch for when dealing with potentially fake coins. The truth is, counterfeit coins are out there, and you need to be aware of how to spot them. A fake 1999 nickel might look similar to the real deal, but it could be lighter, have a different texture, or even have imperfections that wouldn't exist in a genuine coin. When in doubt, always check with a trusted professional before making any transactions. So now that you know how to protect yourself from fakes, you're ready to start hunting for your own 1999 nickels. But before we wrap things up, I've got one more shocking find that could be worth more than you ever imagined. The 1999 nickel is far more than just pocket change. It's a hidden treasure that could be worth a lot more than you think. From the rare double die error to misstrikes and other valuable varieties, this coin holds some real potential for treasure hunters. Knowing how to spot these valuable errors, assess the condition, and get an official appraisal could mean the difference between a nickel worth 5 cents and one worth thousands. But the 1999 nickel isn't the only coin hiding in plain sight. In our next video, we'll explore even more rare coins that are still in circulation today. They could be worth a fortune. So, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon, and stay tuned for more coin collecting tips that could change your life. If you found a rare 1999 nickel, or if you've got a cool coin story to share, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear all about it. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. Let's see who else has hidden treasures in their coin jar. The 1958 US nickel is a coin that may not initially appear to be a particularly valuable item. However, for coin collectors, it holds a certain level of interest because of its historical significance, its place in the broader Jefferson nickel series, and the possibility of certain rare features or minting errors that could make it more valuable than its face value. Although the 1958 nickel is not one of the most sought-after coins in the series, there are still certain factors, such as mint marks, variations, and condition, that can make it an intriguing piece to add to a collection. The 1958 nickel is part of the Jefferson nickel series, which was first introduced in 1938. Designed by artist Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American currency for decades. The obverse side of the coin features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. This design was created by Schlag and has remained relatively unchanged since the coin's debut. It is one of the most enduring representations of a U.S. president on coinage, and it captures Jefferson in a dignified and stately manner. The reverse side of the 1958 nickel depicts Monticello, Jefferson's famous estate in Virginia. This design was also created by Schlag and has been a feature of the Jefferson nickel since its inception. Monticello represents Jefferson's connection to architecture and his role in shaping American history. The Monticello design remained on the reverse of the Jefferson nickel until 2004, when a new design was introduced to celebrate the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition. The 1958 nickel, therefore, marks a period of continuity in U.S. coinage, with the familiar Monticello design representing stability in the nation's currency. As for the specifications of the 1958 nickel, it follows the standard formula for Jefferson nickels of that era. The coin is made of a cupronickel composition, consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs 5 grams and has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. The edge of the coin is reeded, and it is produced with a smooth, circular shape. These specifications were consistent across all U.S. nickels during the 1950s, and they remain so for modern-day nickels, though there have been some slight changes to the composition of the coin in recent years. In terms of mintage, the 1958 nickel was produced in large quantities. The U.S. Mint struck billions of coins that year, and a significant portion of them was used in everyday transactions. As a result, most 1958 nickels you come across today are in circulated condition, with wear and tear that has reduced their appearance. These coins are typically worth only their face value, which is 5 cents. However, there are some key factors that can increase the value of a 1958 nickel beyond its face value. One of the most important factors for determining the value of any coin is its condition. A coin that is in excellent condition, free from scratches, dents, or other imperfections, will naturally be worth more than a heavily worn coin. The 1958 nickel is no exception. A coin in mint condition, graded MS-65 or higher, could be worth several dollars, sometimes up to $5 or $10 depending on the market and demand. The more pristine the coin, the more likely it is to fetch a premium among collectors. Another important factor to consider is the mint mark on the coin. The 1958 nickel was minted at 3 different locations: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. The mint mark is a small letter on the reverse side of the coin, just below the Monticello design, that indicates where the coin was produced. A coin struck in Philadelphia does not have a mint mark, while coins from Denver are marked with a D, and coins from San Francisco are marked with an S. For most collectors, mint marks are crucial for identifying the rarity of a coin. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint are often the most common, as this was the main minting facility at the time. However, the Denver and San Francisco Mint coins tend to be less common and may hold a bit more value depending on their condition and demand from collectors. For example, a 1958 nickel with a D mint mark from Denver could be more valuable than a standard Philadelphia nickel, particularly if it is in great condition or has an interesting variety. While the 1958 nickel is not particularly famous for major minting errors, certain variations or errors could still make the coin worth more to collectors. One type of error that could increase a coin's value is a die variety. These occur when there is a problem with the die used to strike the coin, resulting in slight variations in the design. Such errors could include misalignments, die cracks, or doubling in certain features of the design. If a 1958 nickel shows any of these anomalies, it could fetch a premium price. Off-center strikes are another type of error that could make a 1958 nickel valuable. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned in the press, resulting in a coin that is struck off-center, leaving part of the design incomplete. Off-center nickels can be rare, and in some cases, they can be worth significantly more than a regular nickel. Double die errors are another common error that can affect coins, including the 1958 nickel. This occurs when the design is struck more than once by the die, resulting in a doubling of some of the letters or numbers on the coin. Double die errors can make certain coins very valuable, especially if the error is on an important part of the design, such as the date or mint mark. A 1958 nickel with a double die error could be worth tens of dollars, depending on the severity of the error. If you are looking for a rare 1958 nickel with significant value, it's essential to consider its grade and any potential errors. Coins in mint condition, especially those with rare features or minting anomalies, can command higher prices in the collector's market. For example, some 1958 nickels with off-center strikes or double die errors have sold for prices ranging from $10 to $50 or more, depending on the rarity and demand. While the 1958 US nickel may not be as famous or valuable as some other coins from the 1950s, it still holds significance for collectors. Coins that have been preserved in excellent condition or have unique errors are always worth investigating. If you happen to come across a 1958 nickel, it's worth checking for any unusual features that might set it apart from the hundreds of millions of other nickels minted that year. In the end, the value of a 1958 nickel depends on a variety of factors, including its condition, mint mark, and any errors or variations that might exist. For most people, a 1958 nickel is simply a piece of change, worth only a few cents. However, for dedicated collectors, it could be a treasure worth far more than its face value. So, if you have a 1958 nickel lying around, take a closer look. It could be worth more than you think. The 1996 US nickel is a part of the Jefferson nickel series, a series that has been circulating since 1938. It features Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse, and Monticello, his Virginia estate, on the reverse. While the 1996 nickel was produced in large quantities and doesn't have a particularly exciting historical significance, there are certain factors that make it a noteworthy coin, especially for collectors who are looking to complete their collections or find hidden gems. The design of the 1996 nickel follows the traditional pattern established by the Jefferson series. On the obverse, we see a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag, who won a design competition to create the image of Jefferson in 1938. This portrait of Jefferson has remained a prominent feature of the coin for many decades. On the reverse, Monticello, Jefferson's beloved home in Virginia, is depicted. Monticello has been the reverse design since 1938, and it has become one of the most recognizable and iconic representations on U.S. coinage. The 1996 nickel was minted at the three main U.S. mint facilities at the time: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most coins minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, while those struck in Denver are marked with a D, and those produced in San Francisco have an S mint mark. The mint mark is an important feature for collectors because it helps determine where a coin was struck. Although most of the 1996 nickels were produced for general circulation, collectors sometimes pay attention to the mint marks because certain mint locations can produce slightly different qualities or characteristics in the coins. In terms of specifications, the 1996 nickel adheres to the same composition that is common for all U.S. nickels: 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs 5 grams and has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, with a reeded edge. These are the same measurements and specifications that have been used for Jefferson nickels for many years. Despite being a modern coin from the 1990s, the 1996 nickel shares a similar composition and design as many coins from decades prior. While the 1996 nickel was minted in large numbers, most of them are not particularly valuable by themselves. The majority of them are worth only their face value, 5 cents. However, if a 1996 nickel is in excellent condition, especially if it is uncirculated or graded as a higher quality coin, such as MS65 or higher, it could be worth more to collectors. Coins that are still in pristine condition and show little to no signs of wear are often more desirable to collectors, as they are harder to find. While this would not make the 1996 nickel an extremely valuable coin, collectors may still pay a few dollars for an example in great condition. Despite being a relatively modern coin, the 1996 nickel doesn't have the same reputation for rare or unusual errors that some other years of coins might have. However, as with any coin, there is always the possibility of discovering a rare minting error that could make the coin more valuable. Errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or other misalignments can occasionally occur during the minting process. These errors, while rare, can increase the value of the coin significantly, especially if they are particularly pronounced or unique. Finding such a rare error on a 1996 nickel could make it a desirable piece for collectors, as error coins are often sought after for their uniqueness and rarity. The 1996 nickel's value is largely determined by its condition, the presence of any mint errors, and its overall desirability among collectors. While most 1996 nickels are worth only a few cents above face value, error coins or high-quality examples could sell for more. For example, a 1996 nickel with a noticeable error could be worth anywhere from a few dollars to even hundreds of dollars, depending on the severity and rarity of the error. Coins with doubling on the obverse, where the date or lettering appears doubled, are particularly rare and can attract higher bids from collectors who specialize in error coins. In addition to errors, certain variations, like the presence of specific mint marks or the state of preservation, can make a 1996 nickel more valuable. Coins that are well preserved and have been kept in mint condition are often preferred by collectors who value high-quality specimens. The condition of a coin is typically rated using a grading system that ranges from good to mint state, MS, with higher grades being more valuable. For example, a 1996 nickel in uncirculated or mint state condition could be worth a few dollars to collectors. While a typical 1996 nickel might not be a fortune by itself, it is an important coin for many collectors, particularly those who are trying to complete a Jefferson nickel series or looking for specific types of coins with unique features. As with any collectible coin, the value of the 1996 nickel can vary depending on market demand, the state of preservation, and any errors or unusual features that make the coin stand out. Some collectors might also be interested in building sets of nickels from specific years, and a 1996 coin could be a key piece in that collection. In conclusion, the 1996 US nickel is a standard coin in the Jefferson series, featuring the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson and the depiction of Monticello. While it is not particularly rare or valuable on its own, it may appeal to collectors who are looking for specific mint marks, error coins, or well-preserved examples. While most 1996 nickels are worth only a few cents above face value, rare errors or high-quality coins could fetch more money. As with all coins, the value of a 1996 nickel is ultimately determined by its rarity, condition, and desirability in the collector market. If you happen to come across a 1996 nickel with a unique feature, it might just be worth more than you think.